Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com.
I was wondering.
There
about
we
that.
go. Okay, there we go. I got a sound. See, I was. Could you guys hear me? I think I had all
Just
my
not me?
stuff off.
I couldn't really.
No,
You were
that's what I said. I was
Okay.
scrambling because I was locking the door, and then I ran over here. Thank you guys for chat for
saving us. We are the Commander Smiths.
Don't worry, we're cousins. All that fun
Yep.
stuff.
All right. Yep. Okay. So what are we doing today? Adam did a clickbait title. We are.
I don't know what you're talking
to-
about. What are you talking about? I didn't click
All right, we're gonna go over the EDHREC list of the top used cards, and this kind of like stemmed from like there are cards that we don't use a whole ton, but they're like everywhere, and then there are some that we do all the time. So either we're gonna give each other shit for it, or have an honest discussion about it. Like I think we can have a full range of emotions, and if you have an emotional response to any of these cards in the chat or in the comments, you just please let it be known your feelings on whatever card
for sure
you hate for sure. But like we'll go back and forth. Like we'll just go through the range of like, is this fine, is it not, or whatever. There's a lot of cards, so we might be quick on some, or this is the 2 to 3 hour
episode
podcast.
I mean, it's 100 cards we're going to go over, but we're not going to go over every single one of them. And how dare you, Renshai, mention 2 dimes and a nickel on this podcast just for that.
Hockey did it too.
Yeah, you little bastards. I'm going to switch it so we lose that. All right, now we're back to our normal.
We're going to wing it.
We got rid of you guys' comments right there. Sorry about that intro. Could you guys hear not both of us in that? That's what I'm curious about, is if when I had it muted, I think it actually,
the audio is going to be fine.
Yeah, audio is going to be fine. Yeah, everybody that's listening later is going to be fine. It's more of the YouTube.
This is all cut out. I'm cutting this.
Couple things. Again, Malort is still in play, but if people donate tonight, as you can see behind me, my wife got me that sweet Advent. It says
she made it, or did she just
she got it
and then paint it?
No, she got an Etsy thing or whatever, but it's it says Commander Smith's The Magic of Christmas, and it's 30 or 24 bottles of booze. They aren't all Malort. So the very first one tonight that is bought, Lowry's gonna be taking the shitty Malort, which I guess your brother is just a Malort king because he fucking loved it.
Fucking insane.
Don't get how he liked that or whatever, but
I don't think he liked it. He just didn't care. It was like, it did not faze him whatsoever.
I don't get how that. Why? All right, what's the first one? Oh, Samson. He's got us too. All right, so make Island #1 and drink.
We're not doing the list. We're just going off of EDHREC.
Oh, yes.
But Island is the worst. We'll do it.
All right, so let's do this first one because there's
hold on.
What?
I had a good. I fucked up the intro to this.
No,
let's
I
do
fucked
the
up
quick
the intro,
plug.
by the way.
No. that. But like the segue or the treadmill. I don't know. Threshold. We're going to be making a push for YouTube to get to 1,000.
That is a good
point. And we will be And it was Christmas and then going into this. And then we talked in between, so it doesn't work anymore, but that's fine. So we're going to be putting together a package. We are currently in the midst of it, and so we're not going to get specific until we know specifically what we plan on giving away. We are going to make a video talking about the giveaway. We will have the specifics there, but there's going to be cool cards, what Adam is holding in his hand right now. So you're going to want to look on YouTube to check it out. As long as you leave a comment on this video, you will be entered to win.
Not this video, the video that we do.
Yes, not this one, but the video that we do that we have not done yet to talk about specifics.
This is the big guy that we're going to be giving.
That's the big one. We're talking foils, we're talking misprints, miscuts, signed cards. We're talking
Commander Smith
random packs. We're talking about play mats. We're talking about a little bit of merch. So we're gonna try and go big. We don't know how many things we're giving away. There's gonna be tiers to it to see how much traction there is on this thing, but keep an eye out for it. I think we're aiming before the end of the year, so we have
probably when I get back from vacation, we'll try to put it together so that when I get back, we can kind of put this video together. And those of you that are already listening, you guys have a jump start on this, but it's gonna be a big thing. This is gonna be our biggest giveaway. By far.
Next thing, since Adam is saying that he has he's going on vacation, we will not be doing the podcast recording until next Thursday.
Yes, live.
So it won't be next Monday. I will be doing probably Zangief at that point. I'll do a deck tech on that. And then this Thursday, I'll be doing the
which one? Spotlight?
The
or
one
are you doing
the Bant. I'll do another Spotlight. I'll do the Bant gal, the dig site one. Tocasia? I don't know.
Oh, the dig site from this last one that you really liked. Okay, yeah.
I don't surveil the surveil themed thing. So we'll see where that goes, and that's what I'll be doing on Thursday, Monday, and then we'll record the next Thursday.
So yeah, reminder. So this week we're on the normal schedule. So those of you that are listening to the audio stuff, your stuff came out on Wednesday, which is fine. For those of you watching right now live, it's Monday, whatever. Next week, the live will be on Thursday, and the audio will probably pop up on Friday. So that's just a little bit delayed for next week. So, but then if you guys on Mondays, our normal spot, Lowry's going to be doing his spotlight stuff. So there'll be something in the spot that we normally do it. So if you already have us on your calendar for 9 o'clock on Mondays, you just keep it there because Lowry will be on. So. Okay, so that was good. Should we start with one of the shots because we owe at least 2 because Matt Sampson got us one, and I'm gonna take the Snoop Dogg shot to start off.
Snoop Dogg.
I gotta find it.
I saw a meme about Snoop Dogg.
The elf one, and the dopey one. Is that
what's that?
There's a lot of memes going around right now.
No. It's a Snoop Dogg one. It's probably done by a millennial, but it's basically this younger generation has Grandpa Snoop Dogg that's all cool and chill, and we grew up with the Snoop Dogg that had like almost went to jail for murder.
Yeah.
So that's the difference that money does for you.
This is in the doggo. So see that
in Doggo.
You could have hit the kid can't even.
Indago Montoya.
All right, so I don't even know how 50 milliliters. Let's see. Does that fill? It's going to be more than a shot glass. Oh, so my wife is expecting me to take a shot every day for. Oh, I guess it does fill it.
No, it's not going to be a Zangief stack. Come on.
All right, there we go. All right. Thank you, Matt Sampson.
Is there THC in there? That's a good question, Christopher.
Oh,
is there THC in that?
I don't think so. I mean, it's legal here, so it could be, but no, I don't think
true.
It. Yeah. All right.
We're in Minnesota. That's.
Cheers to the
Samson.
first one. You're going to cringe a lot more than I do. Ooh, it's still.
I didn't get it all. It's so bad.
It felt like a lot. How did your brother do it? I don't know how he did it.
Straight face the whole time. And he's just like.
And I recorded him. And because he straight faced it so much, I was like, man, you're making us look like pansies with it because.
Right.
But all right, Josh D gets us. Okay, so we have our 3 here. So we got thank you, Josh. Thank you, Matt Sampson. So we're going to have 2 more Malort, and I will take a Malort for that. This was just the first one just because to celebrate the Commander Smith Christmas tree over there. Okay, so anything happened? We had our Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys all listening, watching, whatever, had a good Thanksgiving. We got to get together, get our Smith family Christmas here at my place. And that
was good.
Well,
it
worked
out.
27 Smiths in one place. It didn't feel too bad here, actually.
Nope,
with that many kids.
Well.
What's nice is we have the different levels. So the kids levels downstairs, and we were just like, get downstairs, and all the kids just play down there. But yeah, it was good. We had a good time, lots of food, and Matt Sampson. We'll take the next one in a little bit here.
So, he wants us to do it again
right now?
No, I don't know.
Can you even do back to back? No, you need a little time. You need a little time.
I need time. Yeah,
because I just took the little Christmas thingy, so I'm good. Okay, so I think that's it for stuff. We had Thanksgiving. That was good. You got to see your family. How was your 3 Thanksgivings, actually? You had 2, one
kids
after and one before. So you were...
kids are real tired right now.
Yeah, I bet.
So at least took like 2 hours and 45-minute nap today.
Holy shit. Nice.
Yeah, that was a long one.
What are you drinking this evening?
Same thing as last week. The prize peace offering cold pressed stout brewed with peace coffee. Very tasty.
I'm drinking my normal if I really want to drink a lot, it's my Northeast. I haven't had Northeast in a long time.
It has been a while.
But it's because I had it for the Thanksgiving and there was only like 2 people that had a beer. So I have a lot of these to drink. This is probably what I'm going to be drinking for the next like month or whatever.
I was just drinking soda pop.
Yeah, that's all I drink too, with that and water and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get to the podcast. We're at 13 minutes. Was there anything else we are going to do? You talked about the giveaway, so we're good there. Play mats, I showed that off. So we got the new, just to reiterate, these are the new play mats that came in. And as you can see, it says Kill the Smiths on the play mat. So that is the new tier level for people that donate, not only like Matt Sampson did here and Josh did, but it's with you include people that are part of their patrons and in the donations for YouTube. We're keeping track of that. If you get to the $500 or more level, you are the golden Garuk Dong, I guess. I don't know. I just kind
of I guess
golden Garuk Dong.
What
level.
happens when people get to 1,000? Are they the golden shower Garuk or Dong or?
We'll do something with
gross
something else, maybe pee semen. But yeah, so that is thank you guys for donating. You guys can donate on the live cast like these guys have been doing. That is one way to support the show. And also it's good. It gets us interacting with everybody. It's loosens us up a little bit, especially by the time we get to Staple Versus. Half the time I don't remember what I argued until I listen to it later. And
absolutely not.
But
it's what gives me, it's my pie spinach.
It's your spinach for Stump The Smith. Yeah. So we need to get you at least one more before we start that. Okay. So the other way you guys can financially support the show is join our Patreon. $1 or more gets you into the Discord, get you playing games with us at the very least. If you move up in the tier levels, you get to a $5 level. You can pick out proxies if you so choose each month. The higher you move on the levels, you can get foil proxies, which the foils are amazing. So I highly suggest you try to get those.
They look good.
But the other way you can support the show is the free way to support the show is just jump on YouTube. Do what everybody's doing here on the live stuff. Subscribe. We're getting close. Like Larry said, he already mentioned it. We're going to have a big prize here. And I highly suggest just throwing this out there, a little like tip. If you're a $5 or more patron, by the time this giveaway kind of goes and gets done, there's a bonus for people that are there. Not for people that have joined at that point. It's people that are already. So as long as you've been a patron, by the time we're done, there might be a little bonus that we're doing for patrons. So you get to lead or read everybody what they're saying there.
Smegma level. That's gross. A good joke right there. That's a real good joke.
Wizard sleeve smegma level. That's the Smith way to do it.
That's a good one.
But not only with YouTube, the free way to do it is to subscribe. That helps us out. That's the best way to support the show. So if you're listening right now and you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please jump on there and just give us a little subscribe button there. But the thing is we have so many videos that go on. We have curated MTG, which is now going to be switching, right, to Tuesdays and Saturdays.
I'm going to try Tuesdays and Saturdays for a little bit.
Yeah,
my Saturday on YouTube was
hitting
double what the normal number was. So,
what is going to be your Saturday or your Tuesday curated?
Oh,
tomorrow?
I haven't. That's tomorrow, right? I'm not planned out that far.
So the biggest thing with the curateds is you just got to give those anything that's a short, anything that's under a minute long. You guys just the biggest thing that you guys can help us out with is just watch those through, give them a like, and that's how you guys can make those suckers go viral. But not only do we have curated MTG, we have Discord games, which I mentioned before. If you're part of the Discord, we try to get games in a couple times a month, if not more. We're trying to up that a little bit as we go. So we have those games going live. We also have battle boxes, which was last week, and somebody got their ass whipped, and that somebody was me.
Yeah.
But there was some really high value in my box, even though I got my ass kicked. So it's
I was happy with my box value wise because I didn't have to like take a Malort shot, but you got more cards that I wish I had.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of value in there. I mean, I will say this. I put this on the Discord today. Team Force Walk, get the fuck out of here, Kyle. What are you doing?
There you go, Kyle.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Hashtag Team Force Walk.
Get the hell out of here. The nice box. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. When'd you show that off? Was I looking somewhere? Not that I'd want to see it. Hashtag cousins. But
don't worry, we're cousins. The funny thing is, this set, we talked about it afterwards, not during the live stuff or whatever. And we've talked about it for a while. You know, singles are the way to go. If you want to get cards that you want, get singles and all that stuff. I will say their tactic that kind of started in Strixhaven of having these special cards that aren't a part of the set, but kind of are a part of the set. It really does get to the collector in me in that, like the Strixhaven ones, I got every single, I got to get an, oh good, you hit the button. I got every single one in Japanese foil etched and
good for you.
Or the English version of each one.
Good for you.
Because I wanted those, what were they called? Yeah, the Mystical Archives. So in this you have
good for you.
The schematics and what is the other ones are just regular old border.
Good.
Stop it.
I'm done. Sorry. I haven't pressed buttons in a while.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
but what this is making me want to do is actually go out and get the old border. Like I sat down on Card Kingdom and I have a buy list credit that's sitting there. Oh, good for you. And I'll do it.
No.
Good for you.
There, we get a different one. And I put all the ones that I didn't open in the box just in there in the cart. I didn't pull the trigger yet. And I was just trying to see what the cost would be. But I think I'm going to actually go and get because I have every one of those cards, but in the old border, I don't have that. So I think they did a good job in adding this little collector thing. Because otherwise I'm like, I would skip the set besides us doing the battle boxes. You get what I'm saying? I think they should do this kind of thing more. Anyways, getting sidetracked.
Also, another sidetrack question from Samson a while back at this point. But do we have any comment on the fake proxies that Wizards tried to sell today and it was a big fucking botch?
We don't know what really, like, we don't know the numbers.
Look at you being diplomatic.
Well, no, I'm just saying we don't actually, like, it's all speculation. Everybody's speculating. It's just like whatever. It didn't bother me in the first place. Like the other part, the only thing that it bothered me is that it kind of flirted at the we're not printing these cards again type thing. And that's the only thing that really bothered me. You know, if people want to spend their money on these things, that's fine. It's not the end of the world, but a lot of people think it's the end of the world, but that's how Magic players are. A lot of times it's like something Wizards does and it's just the worst thing ever, you know? And it's just like, I don't, some of that shit just bothers me a little bit. It grinds my gears. And so,
okay,
they might've pulled it early. And here's the theories that are going around, that it wasn't getting the sales that they were thinking. And Wizards said it sold out and pulled it because no one was buying it. I did see,
I don't think they ever said that it sold out.
yeah, they just pulled
I think what they said it
right.
has concluded.
Concluded, yes. But then they put the sale up in, was it Japan, China, somewhere over there, later in the afternoon for a certain period of time, but it was like 3 o'clock in the morning there, and it like had 0 sales at that point. Like no one was buying it. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's so many speculations. Like Twitter was blowing up with it, and it was just like, who fucking cares? You know, because no one we know, and maybe if don't feel bad if you bought it, but no one we know bought this, and this didn't appeal to anybody. We had the 30th anniversary kits were a big success, and those things sold out like legitimately. These whatever, you know, these could be though.
It was the price.
Here's the thing. I put this on Discord too, is if this was pulled like they're saying it was, and they didn't sell a lot of them,
it's rare.
It's more rare than maybe alpha beta, like for how many are out there. Rare. Like super freaking rare. If you get a pull of Black Lotus in that, there might only be less than any of the others combined. You're not combined, obviously, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's not real.
Right. Well, I mean, it is real. It's a wizard product.
It's a real proxy.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. We have card sleeves all over our stuff. It's not. I wouldn't consider it a proxy. We're not getting in this discussion again. I know everybody likes to do the proxy thing. This is a proxy. This is a piece of paper on top of a magic card. Those are like actual
way to sell our
cards.
shit. All right.
Here, look, I'll keep going with it. Here is a foil proxy, and here is another foil proxy. This is also a piece of sticker paper on top of an actual land. So this is like, these are proxies. This is what I consider proxies. I don't consider what they have as proxies. Like, do you consider I think we've already had this discussion too, is
we have.
Do you consider those collector packs that had the gold border and all that stuff? Are those proxies?
Right.
They aren't
those
proxies.
Are proxies. Yes, they are.
But they aren't like proxies.
They aren't allowed in tournaments.
But
they're
that's
not real
is
cards.
that what you consider proxy though? Like,
yes.
Then you would say foils potentially. Curved foils are proxies.
No, those are just poorly made cards.
They're not allowed in tournaments.
That's not based off of what they're trying to do, though.
Right, but that's not what they're trying to do with these. They're not trying to make them proxies. It's not.
Yes, they are. They're not real cards. They're not They're making it not tournament legal on purpose.
Secondly, what tournaments are happening? Who cares about tournaments? This is Commander World.
Players.
We
don't care about that, but they're not real.
But again,
they're not real.
If somebody
owns
it's
one
like
of these, Bitcoin. It's not
it's like,
real.
oh, you're gonna piss a lot of people off there.
It's not tangible, and I understand that money isn't real, but there's at least an agreed upon amount of money that we work with, and then other people came up with other money for us to believe in as well.
I'll tell you this: our proxies are not $1,000. You guys can get these proxies
$5,000.
Well, yeah, $1 million. No, Wizards, I apologize. We are not selling proxies. We can never. They're not for sale. Blah 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 blah. Because they are fucking assholes, and they will come after you for that.
The Micro Machine Man.
Yeah, well, because they have to make sure that they don't come after me, because they've already done that on eBay once. Because I said I was giving them away for free. I guess I can't give away proxies. I have to say bonus card. No, whatever. Fuck it. Okay. You got me on a tangent. We're through the YouTube stuff. There's a lot of YouTube video stuff. You could watch that. Highly suggest you guys subscribe there, because we just have shit tons of content. Twitter is another place you guys can follow us. That's where we post everything that we do. It is Discord Ultralight, because we don't really have discussions. You did the other day, though. You had a discussion with the CMD Tower account, I think. You guys were having to talk because he was talking about Wrath Effect with the whatever. So you had a little bit. I was like, oh, Lowery interacting on Twitter over there. Look at you.
I don't know why, but I don't know why I did that.
You can send us direct messages there. If you aren't a part of the Discord, I will say follow us on Twitter, because if we ever change things, that is the way to find out what our change, because we will update you on changes. But that is the way to find out what's going on. But you can also direct messages there, or you can direct message us by shooting us an email at commandersmiths@gmail.com. And that is where you can send the suggestions for this.
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant.
Before we get this started, we got to get Lowery some brain juice and repay one of our debts. So wiener, we're going to have our shots.
Mouth button.
So I will take a Malort for the first time tonight. And Lowery will take his second Malort shot. See, I can tell I'm still like kind of sick, like moving around. I'm like getting all sweaty, just like, ugh. Hey, no, you know what I think it is? Because we had the discussion on the proxy stuff, and like I talked way more than I normally do for a very long period of time. Like I overtook that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not that. Whatever. It was funny. It just whatever. We're not getting into it. All right, Matt Sampson, this is from you again. Thank you, buddy. Oh. Okay, did that so different. Oh. Because normally what I do is I let it sit in my mouth for a second, and then I give myself like a count of 3, and then I. It sounds all really bad. Let it sit in my mouth for a second.
Or
yeah, well, this particular shot, I took that shot like I took the last one, where I just it went down the gullet right away.
That's not a good idea.
I didn't prepare myself. Ugh. I don't understand.
I need to practice like being like a duck, where I can just like have it just go down without chewing or like swishing.
That's what she said? I don't know. Okay, if you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowery is going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes, he'll hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, he'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
Lowery will get up to 5 wrong guesses before he is considered stumped. He will get up to 3 clues. This week's stumper is no other than all those words didn't work together there. None other than Ryan W. He is on the chat right now. He said, "This is mine." We do have the Galaxy Foil Forest. It's sitting over off to the side here, but this is week 5. So we are adding another card into the mix.
Yes.
And it is going to be the new Teferi from Brothers War. So which this is a tough one, I'm not gonna lie, if Ryan can stump Lowery, he wins both
2 cards.
Okay, so a change in some rules that are gonna happen soon. It's not happening yet, but I just want to keep warning people. After this round, we are going to change it. Instead of being the at least 5,000 EDHREC decks, which is what it is right now, it will be 10,000. But because we change it to that, we are going to change it so that every 3 weeks we will be adding to the ante. So the pot will grow bigger and bigger a lot quicker. Hopefully it'll make Lowery guess cards a lot easier, I guess, a little bit. You know, it makes it so it's...
We'll see. I'll probably fuck up even worse.
We'll see.
And my worst tries are when they're good cards.
No, it's when they're thriving somethings.
Yeah, well, thriving penises, but that's...
Ow! Those you'd think would be really good at. If Lowery can get everything about the card but can't get the name, I will give the initials of the card. If he has 1 clue left at that point, I will give a bonus clue onto what that name is. Everything else is golden, and here we go. Oh, by the way, I eliminated the chat, so Lowery can't see it, but chat can play along and try to guess it before Lowery does. So here we go. When everything hangs on a single moment, be sure you choose the right moment. Jace Bellerin. When everything hangs on a single moment, be sure you choose the right moment. Jace Bellerin. I realized I've never had to say Jace's last name before until this moment, and I was like
ever?
Yeah, I've always just said
Bellerin?
Jace. You're always just Jace,
Yeah.
Jace, and
We
I'm
all
like,
know who you're talking about.
yeah, and I'm like, Jace. Oh, am I gonna fuck this up?
Jace is associated with blue cards.
I have to say one thing. Matt Sampson had a good one. He said, "Speaking of swallowing tips." I don't know.
Wow.
And we have our first jackal by Steven.
It's starting to sound like a race.
And there goes our jackal.
Where's our lightning bolts?
Lightning bolt was Renshai earlier. There we go.
There we go. All right. So Jace is associated with blue cards. Moments. I feel like this could strongly be like. Is this a blue card?
Hello, boobies.
Could you
I'll
hear
take
it?
first clue.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
I
leaning
was
like
just-
you couldn't hear
I,
it.
I want to know if I wanted to like take another guess. Hold on, I'll take another guess. Is this a non-permanent card spell?
Hello, boobies.
Look at you. Look
Okay.
at you. All right. Two on the first one. Ryan.
So I didn't want to do that.
All right. Here we go. This is the whole. Listen to this whole thing. It's a longer. All my clues are a little bit longer this time. This one was
Okay.
tough. The art features flying ships in the style of Masterpiece Invention, the Masterpiece Invention series, surrounded in a blue haze. So it's kind of like the parentheses in there. So the art features flying ships in the style of the Masterpiece Invention series, surrounded in a blue haze.
Hold on. So the big thing is right now, it sounds like you're saying the Master P Invention series. And I'm sitting there, it's some type of army, like fake army helicopter, like that in the Master P style, probably diamonds in the like helicopter blade. So
that's
it's
every
just,
CD
that's
that you
what's
and
in
your
my
brother
head
got
right
when you
now.
were kids. Every CD had to have diamonds on the lettering.
Yep. And so like that did not help me at all. Let me like clear the slate in my head.
All right. The art
I hear
features
this again?
flying ships in the style of the Masterpiece Invention series, surrounded in a blue haze.
I don't know if the Masterpiece Invention series helped.
Opening another beer.
What did I say from my first clue? What are the two things that I've gotten right?
You asked if it
It's
was
blue.
blue, and if it was a non-permanent spell.
Okay.
Which,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. I was just making sure I didn't say like a non-creature spell.
no, non-permanent.
Okay. Non-permanent spell.
Look at that head. I gave myself so much head.
Yeah, baby. Lucky.
Please.
That's what I'm doing later.
I mean, that's what I do when you're doing Stump the Smith Savant. I
Right.
just sit there. I practice.
Give myself. You got that dragon still under the desk.
He's over there. You can see him in the
Nice.
shot. He is right there.
I see that. Yeah. He's just slack jawed.
All right. I'm trying to see. No one else has guessed it. There are guesses. None of them have gotten it
It
yet.
does feel like it could be some sort of counterspell. I don't know. That clue did not do much for me on the art wise, and so it's
I will say that Black Horizon is our closest in the idea of what the card does. And I haven't even given that clue yet.
let's go with a second clue, please.
Okay. The text features a way to protect or duplicate triggers on your creatures and, at the very least, replace this card. The text features a way to protect or duplicate triggers on your creatures and, at the very least, replace this card. No
Jeez Louise.
guesses are close yet.
Triggers.
The text features a way to protect or duplicate triggers on your creatures and, at the very least, replace this card. What is the donation there? Ibukaki and his beans. Just to throw Lowry off. Beans. Oh, he wants you to take a bean. Well, I guess we both did it.
I'll do it.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of miss not having the hot beans, but it did derail us so much. Not that the rest of our show is always derailed, anyways. Mine's gonna be rotten egg or buttered popcorn.
Just do it. Thanks, Taki. This is gonna be so much fun.
And that
Green.
There's popcorn. Popcorn for me.
That was toothpaste. Yay.
Renshaw, you're on the right path. Mr. Google himself.
Shoot. All right, so it feels like
Seth jumped in for
Trigger?
a bit. Hey, there's Seth. How's it going, buddy?
up, Seth. Replaces itself tells me that there's like a cantrip, like it draws a card. Does it say draw anywhere on it?
Hello, boobies.
What in the world can?
All right, let me give you the two clues really quick. I'm going to give you the flavor. I'm going to go through all three of these really quick.
Okay.
When everything hangs on a single moment, be sure you choose the right moment. Jace Bellerin. Clue number 1. The art features flying ships in the style of the Masterpiece Invention series, surrounded in a blue haze. Clue number 2. The text features a way to protect or duplicate triggers on your creatures, and at the very least, replace this card. Yes, Renshai, that is the right kind of card.
All right. Is this an instant?
Hello,
That
boobies.
is exactly what he asked.
Is it?
That is
I
really
mean,
funny.
it was kind of obvious in the flavor text. Like when you're choosing a moment, choose the right moment. That says like you get to pick your spots. The question ends up being like, okay, so it's because you're doubling a triggered ability, which is, you know, it can't be Panharmonicon. It can't ooh, hold on. I'm here. Twin-cast.
Wrong,
Shit.
wrong.
Oh, because that doesn't draw a card. Oh, damn it. I got real excited there. But okay, so I think it's within that realm because if it's triggered,
This
though,
is nice.
that doesn't-
No one like this is. I like that the chat is working with this. Like this is what I want it to be. Good one, Ryan. At the very least, he said, Ryan actually just said, "No, stop, Lowry," because when you were getting it right. This is nice when everybody is trying to work together on this one because this is tough. I worded it
Okay.
very odd. I should have made it not odd, just tough.
And I know the damn it, Twin-cast totally isn't right. I know the art for that one.
You want that third clue? I mean, you got one wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I just got overconfident. I didn't think that one through. So I don't. Maybe. Yeah. Let's take that third clue.
This card is an 8,000 EDHREC deck, so would not be legal in our new rules in a little bit, but it is now. Only printed in Aether Revolt, so that was kind of the invention series. I was supposed to kind of give that away a little bit.
Oh, I do
And
know it.
Is most seen in Yarok decks.
I do know it. All right. So it does state draw a card on it.
You already did that. Yep.
Hello,
It just
boobies.
doesn't say draw, but it says draw a card.
Okay, you just want to hear hello boobies.
CMC is 3 colorless and a blue.
Oh,
Hello, boobies.
here it goes.
It's and then you get to
Kyle is on the right path. too.
blank 2 target creatures.
Hello, boobies.
New control.
All right. You need the
That
initials.
should be everything.
Yep. Yep. So the initials is IS.
Shit. Because this is the card that I've considered.
They're all working
for...
together. Like each one has gotten a part of it. So yes, Renshai, you have the first part of that right with the I, and Kyle finishes up with the second word. Good job.
Nice job. Okay.
I like
I
this.
know what the card. I just don't know the name.
This is exactly what I want. Like I like that. Well, yeah, teamwork. That's exactly what I want with the chat to get it because it's and that's fucking teamwork. What's your favorite
What? So
position?
IS.
IS.
God damn it. Oh, if if I had ever put this in Hinata, because this is where I considered it was Hinata, because it'd go down to 2 to be able to blink 2 and draw a card.
I will tell you this. It's funny because I was midway giving the third clue when you figured out what it was. So if I hadn't have given you that third clue, like finish the sentence or whatever, I would have been able to give you a bonus for what these words are. But you were like midway through it. You're like, oh, wait. And then I finished what I was saying.
Yeah, no, you had to finish. You were already there.
Yeah. Good job, you guys, chat. I liked how you guys all worked that together. That was pretty freaking amazing.
I don't know if I'm going to get this one.
That was
I will
my
admit that
favorite chat moment with Stump The Smith Savant. Like, it sucks. I'm not going to lie. It sucks when chat gets it, like, or I should say Renshite. No, I'm just kidding. When chat gets it within the first, like, 30 seconds, because then chat is dead. And then, but this whole time they've been trying to battle to figure out what it was. And this was a tough one. I kind of made the clues a little tough, but you got it. You figured out what the card is. You just don't know the name. And Ryan,
I just don't know the name.
It's looking like you might get this card. All right, so let me go through everything one more time here. Well, not necessarily one more time, but
yeah.
because you only have one wrong. You got some guesses to do on just trying to figure out what IS is.
I know what it is. I just
so. When everything hangs on a single moment, be sure you choose the right moment. J. Spellerin. The art features flying ships in the style of the Masterpiece Inventions series, surrounded in a blue haze. The text features a way to protect or duplicate triggers on your creatures, and at the very least, replace this card. You already figure out what that was. This card is an 8,000 EDHREC decks, only printed in Aether Revolt. Most seen in Yarrock decks.
Yeah, no, like this is gonna suck. I don't. Let's see here. Okay, so it's.
I will say this: it's nice. If you do lose this, we're giving it to Ryan, the bonus cards, because I like Ryan. It would suck if you lost to Ibukaki, because I hate giving him shit, because he sucks. I'm just kidding. I love you, Ibukaki. I'm just kidding. I wonder why the Discord turns on me all the time, and Ibukaki is all about
You shouldn't wonder. You shouldn't wonder.
I'm waiting for the message to come up on the chat here.
Oh my goodness.
But he would just give easy cards that you could guess. That's him and Renshai, sorry.
He's just taking shots.
Burning bridges.
Just taking shots. Because you know that it's going to get easier after this, no matter what. Like 10,000. It has to be in 10,000. Golly.
That's
does
true,
the
Ibukaki.
or does the S have to, is the word shift?
Is that your question?
Yeah, is it shift?
Hello,
Whoops.
boobies.
Nope. Sorry.
Shit. Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
That was a blind
No,
ass.
sorry. I meant.
Okay. So it's 2 words.
I think you're better off trying to guess the I. To be honest with you. Ibukaki said, "You've never given me anything I haven't paid for." Touche. Even when you spent the night at my house.
Let's take another bean.
All right. While you're thinking.
Well, I'm thinking. This is like white speckles.
Oh God, mine's the egg one again. Mine was popcorn last time.
Dirty dishwasher. I'm getting used to that one.
Butter popcorn again. I wouldn't say the butter popcorn is actually good. Like,
But it's not bad.
but it tastes like
You know what I mean?
old butter. Like that butter has been sitting out for like weeks and not like under a container, just open to the air, absorbing all the smells that are there. That's kind of what it tastes like. So it's like feet.
Incognito.
Is that your guess?
No. It should be inconspicuous. Is that a word?
Inconceivable.
Yeah, let's go with inconspicuous.
Is that where you're
For
going?
some reason, incon is. Hold on. No, I don't want to.
Oh,
Is it IN?
No, IS. Oh, you're talking.
No. Is the first word IN?
Is that what your guess is?
Yeah, that's gonna be my guess.
Wrong,
Okay.
wrong.
Kyle, crusty shirt. He's talking about I didn't find Ibukaki's crusty shirt. Come on.
Still there. Not even during the holidays here.
My mom accidentally put it on because she was staying in that room.
I don't know. I'm okay. I just
You're ready to concede.
yeah, I think I'm ready to concede.
All right, Ryan, congratulations. You win. We got to week
Congrats.
5. We're going to start the new rules next week. What if I was to help you out by saying the first word is something that normally isn't actually there? It's more of a... Normally these type of creatures, if you target them, they die immediately when you target them. What is that? An illusion? Illusionists. Nope, still not helping you out. All right, well, here's what we got. Illusionist stratagem? Stratagem?
Wouldn't happen. I wasn't getting there. Wasn't happening.
You needed the extra bonus stuff, but even if I got you that, I didn't write anything down because I didn't think you were going to get this one.
Wow. Thanks.
Ryan.
But yeah, no, I didn't get it.
No.
Good job.
Ryan, hey, that works out kind of perfect. Although, Ryan, I might send out your foil proxy stuff a little later because I'm going to send all your stuff together because you just won yourself a Galaxy Foil Forest and a Teferi from the recent set from Brothers
Lucky.
War. Okay, so that being said, from now on, those of you that have your stuff in, good job, guys. Really awesome, you guys working together. That was fantastic to see all that. I'm going to say on my part, that was the most enjoyable thing to see on the side of you guys trying to figure it out and working it all out and getting that stuff. So good job on that. But from now on, 10,000 EDHREC decks, we will start amping it up or ramping it up every 3 weeks. We'll be adding a new anti-card to the mix. So hopefully this thing gets bigger and bigger each time.
That's what we hope for.
All right, you're about to
Bigger
see
and
a
bigger.
whole bunch of chat. Whole bunch of chat's gonna pop up because they're still talking and it's not moving on our side. I don't know why
It's
with
a new
technology thing. Like we haven't been having. I'm gonna knock on wood, but we haven't had the blackout thing that happens with my computer sometimes. We haven't had that for like over a month, but now this like delayed chat on the side is now happening. Or
Yeah, it's probably because it's like it's delayed for them, and so it's like payback delayed for us.
I don't get
I don't
it.
know.
It's
I don't know.
Fucking
God
weird.
damn it! I
Hey.
was not going to get that one. I'm
Yep.
glad that
See,
I like.
there
at least thought
goes.
of
There
it.
goes.
But-
Boom,
but-
boom, 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 boom. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for joining on
Thanks
everything
for-
here.
Yep.
Okay, so now we got to talk about 100 cards. Do we do that before or after? No, let's just fucking do it.
For
dude.
what? Are we doing the shot?
Wiener, 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 wiener.
Hey, Smith.
Always.
All right, I have to cut it off because otherwise it yells at me and my voice gets really loud. Smegma. Is that just in your head?
Cut it off.
That's not smegma. That's just dirty dick.
I know. I know.
Speaking of, I'm about to get through bottle number 2 of Malort. So my shelf of Malort is going to get rather large, rather
Bigger
quickly.
and bigger. I'm going to be at 3.
What? Oh, your first one. Touche.
Yeah.
I got to
Yep.
catch up. All right. This
Never going
one
to.
is to Josh. Josh,
Josh.
thank you, sir. Oh, excuse me.
Cheers.
Sorry. Ugh.
All right.
It's not good. It's not good. Not good. Ugh. All right. Fuck that. All right. Ugh. Okay, so we're working on 100 cards here, guys. We're at 51 minutes. We got done with Stump the Smith Savant at 51 minutes. And here we go. All right, 100 cards. Are we going to do this quick? All right, so this is what we're going to do. We have, as you can see here, for those of you on the live feed, for those of you listening, this is the top 100 cards from EDHREC over the past 2 years. What we're going to do is just kind of go through cards that, I mean, the obvious ones are going to be like, yeah, we use. But the ones that are a little more controversial or whatever, not controversial, just ones that we don't use and kind of give you a reason why we don't use them. And just go through it, I guess. We're going to go 4 at a time because that's how the list is right here. They have it kind of ranked in here, so we'll just kind of keep it on the screen there. You guys are, like Larry mentioned before, you're more than welcome to jump in, and if you think that we're completely wrong on something, go ahead and jump in on the chat. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of roll through this. I don't think we need to necessarily say every single one. I don't know. How do you want to run this? This is where you said we needed to wing it. You said we needed to wing it.
I don't think you need to say any of these cards. Everybody should have a lot of them. And then, so I think we can just go like Soul Ring. I don't have any problem with anybody running it or running it in decks.
Cultivate, use all those.
Yeah. Yep. I have no problem with Cultivate, Arcane Signet.
So these are our top 4
cards. Did you already
cards.
say Swords of Plowshare?
I did not. So I was going to get, that was one of the first
That's the one you want to
talkers.
talk about. Right.
Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, 1 and 2, Swords of Plowshares, and Cultivate are our top 4. I use all of these except for Swords, surprisingly.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
What ends up happening for me a lot of times is it's a theme thing. And so a lot of times my themes have removal on them. Like I'm building it so that the what's happening with the theme has the removal. And I will say a part 2 with it is I like to use more than just going after one creature. I like having options, which is why a lot of times like Heliod's Intervention, I know that's not removing a creature, but Heliod's hits multiple targets. I like to have more options. Even though this is a 1-drop, it's fantastic. I completely understand it. So I'm not saying this is a bad card. I'm just saying I don't personally use it. I know you use it in every white deck you pretty much play, right?
You know what? I at least highly consider it, and it's one of the cards that it's one of my last cuts if it does get cut.
Mm-hmm.
And because the life gain isn't nearly as important.
Like
it's nice to have super cheap and instant speed removal. And so if it's just something that's like I do need some removal, like extra removal, here I go.
Yeah.
But that it's just kind of like it is an easy choice. Also, it's been reprinted a ton. It's cheap. It's everywhere. Yeah. And so I totally get why it's
Matt Simpson brought up one good point with it is that it is exile, which is nice. So it gets around that, indestructible. I just don't like when I do my decks, it's a lot of times the theme comes first. And if I feel like there's enough removal in the theme, as you've seen from the videos, if people have seen those videos or whatever, if I have enough removal in those, I don't need to add these in. And so that's why a lot of times this doesn't make it in there. But I think it's a fantastic card. Don't get me wrong. So that's I don't want to spend a shit ton of time on that. And so it's just a personal preference of how I build my stuff. The next 4, we have Counterspell, Beast Within, Rampant Growth, Path to Exile. So Beast Within, great removal. Fantastic.
Yeah, that one always seems to go in.
So what's different with that than Swords of Plowshares is creature, whereas Beast Within is a permanent. So yes, I will use this one more because it is a single target, but it is getting anything. So it's your answer for if you're low on your enchantments, if you're low on your artifacts, if you're low on whatever. This hits everything.
Being a coverall, I like Beast Within more than Swords to Plowshare.
Yes.
just because of how the flexibility there, and the 3/3 non-evasion is negligible. Like,
Yep, for sure.
hardly
3/3
matters.
doesn't do anything.
So,
Like has
counterspell, we don't
know. You guys know the
we don't use
counterspell.
it.
We don't use counterspells. Rampant
It's
growth.
either, for me, it's either a free counterspell or no counterspell. Like, I'll do something else.
Rampant growth. Yeah, that's
Surprised it's that high.
Obviously. Well, yeah. So that's
I do not use rampant growth unless I'm out of the other 3.
Right. I'd rather use, which it's not going to be on this list, but wood elves. I'd rather have a body behind it, that comes into play. You're going to search for a forest card, so you're able to get those dual lands and all that stuff. I don't know how many rampant growth stuff. Again, it's a theme thing for me, but I understand using it. Path to Exile, exact same as Swords of Plowshare to me.
Oh, I disagree with that,
no, I mean, I'm saying for me, these two, I would much rather use swords because you're giving somebody life than having them go get a land. I think Path should almost be further down because you're ramping them a little bit more.
Fully agree.
Them. So, all right.
It's the only card, the only time though that I'm like, oh, I like Path is in like Feather, where I can just like tick off my own guys and ramp in red white, and then I can keep on doing it and always have removal open.
As Jeremy would say, of course you have that for Feather. Of course. For Feather.
Course. So yeah.
All right. These will be pretty quick. Is it Signet, Rakdos Signet, Kodama's Reach, and Dimir Signet. The Signets I don't use as much. When I'm in a pinch, I'll use the Signets. But
I use them in 2 color. If it's Dimir, Rakdos, or is it, that's when I'll use it along with the Talisman. But if I'm into 3 colors, I'm only using Talismans.
Yep. Kodama's Reach, I do use, yes, because I'm getting 2 basic lands.
I do too.
Those are pretty fantastic.
It's not as much as I used to. I'm much more into the 2 and 1 mana ramp at this point. It's kind of there with like Commander Sphere. Like, I use this more than Commander Sphere, but 3 mana for ramp, I want to be doing something maybe a little bit more. But it also depends on where the curve is and stuff like that. So I like the card a lot more than Commander Sphere.
All right. Then we get into some, the next tier is another Signet. We got Orzhov Signet, Cyclonic Rift, which that's pretty high on the list there. Farseek and Azorius Signet. Signets, again, we already talked about that. Cyclonic Rift.
Yep.
I would put Cyclonic Rift.
Agreed. Samson.
Every single blue deck when I didn't have enough answers for, like, if I was like, oh, I don't have answers for enchantments or blah, blah, blah.
Like in your flip coin deck or whatever.
Yeah, that is in my flip coin deck. I did revamp my flip coin deck since the new ones came out. I did keep it in there. I do have to admit that I haven't built a new blue deck in a while. I don't know if you're wearing off on me or if I'm just more theme heavy with things lately, that Cyclonic might not make it into every deck like it used to. Just because we've had that discussion on the problems with Cyclonic Rift, and we've done multiple things with the cast and all that stuff that I can find other answers that I don't need to have Cyclonic Rift. It is very nice, though, I will say, when
that's fair.
You have your hand and you go, oh, Cyclonic Rift, I do have this answer to anything. But
I'm gonna be the Ron Burgundy.
Are you gonna add a question mark?
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I haven't built a new blue deck though.
No.
It's all red, dude.
You
it's
haven't.
all red.
You haven't for a while.
Yeah.
So and Cyclonic Rift is something that I don't put in unless I don't have like nearly enough removal.
Ibukaki said, "Oh, Adam
and so
is growing."
and so with Rift for me is like, because it can get played a lot, and I can see a lot of people just getting sick of the card because I have been sick of it with Adam playing it.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
Like, but I
totally blue. It's red. You son of a
I totally
bitch.
get why it's played so much, but it's something that I try and avoid unless I am like, I'm so on theme, but there isn't like a lot of removal in that theme, then it goes in there.
Gotcha.
But that's, you know, it's
No, well,
more than
it's
I'd like too.
It's my theory, or like
No.
that's what I said with Cyclonic Rift when I argued for it before, was if I didn't feel like I had enough, then this would fit in there. And I just need to build blue, but blue sucks. So blue, sorry, blue players.
I think we think about it the same, but I think we also like are more aggressive with it in different ways.
Yeah.
You put it in the pile and then take it out if you feel like there's enough. And I don't have it in my pile until I'm like, okay, I need it.
So
it doesn't,
I would say,
it doesn't even end up in the deck until I'm like, I'm getting run over. I'm not, something isn't working.
I will.
And so like I've played a game or two with it
and disagree
and
at the
then
same
I go
time.
to it.
I will say how I used to build. Yes, it would start right away in the pile, but now with us doing this is just like a different thing that we do now. Like it's as like Ibukaki was saying, Adam, you're growing. It's not with the growing, like whatever. It's, we do things differently now. Now, when we build decks, we're doing it for the podcast. So, or for the channel. And so my deck building is theme based. And what ends up happening is later I come back and go, what staples did I miss? Like, what did I miss? And I look back on my collection. I'm like, oh shit, I don't have Smothering Tithe in there. I don't have this in there. I don't have this, because I'm so focused on like the theme to get the idea like brewing. So I haven't built a blue deck in such a long time that I don't know if starting off Cyclonic Rift would be in there or not. It used to be like an automatic include, whereas now it might be something later. I'm like, do I have enough removal? Do I have enough answers for this? Well, fuck yeah, let's throw Cyclonic Rift. I guess we'll see when I build the next blue deck. Yeah. Which could be the whatever. Okay. So we already talked. Well, go ahead.
I'll talk about another issue I have with Rift, but on the next row.
Okay. So Farseek, yeah, I mean, I'll use that occasionally. That isn't one that I use a lot.
I use that a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Then we move on to another. This is an interesting row. There's a lot here. This one's probably one of the most. The next row's good too. Let's stop showing that off, Adam. Chaos Warp, Blasphemous Act,
love it.
Boros Signet. We'll get rid of the signets, and Rhystic Study. Okay. Out of this row, I use one of them. Fuck the signets. I'm not talking about the signets now. We've already talked about them.
Right. Yep.
I use Rhystic Study for a lot of times my draw. And again, Rhystic, when I was doing the flip coin revamp, I didn't have Rhystic in there.
Oh.
From when I built that years ago, I didn't have Rhystic. So I actually added that in because I was like, yeah, my commander is doing the draw, and that might have been the reason why I didn't put Rhystic in there. But I was like, Rhystic needs to be in here. So I added Rhystic. Chaos Warp, I know it's fantastic. I know we talked about it with the Beast Within and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't like the Hearthstone aspect to it where it's the random, but I do like that kind of thing. So
this card was printed before.
I know, but I'm just saying the random.
I have a feeling that you don't like Chaos Warp because of the odds of when I cast it.
Yes.
It's like 50-50. It's going to be a land
it's gonna be
or the
better.
fucking bomb.
It's going to be better than what Lowry is trying to get rid of, because I've seen it happen so many times.
Way too many times.
But no,
so
it's fun.
I get
it's
that.
fun. I understand it's a fun card. So don't get me wrong. I understand it. I just don't, it never makes it in my red decks. And I make a lot of red decks.
Yeah.
Speaking
and
of
going back to Rhystic Study real
Yep.
quick, I would say I treat that's one of those staples that I treat like Cyclonic Rift, where I don't put it in unless I'm like, I need some draw. There isn't any theme or like, and I need to get there. And so that's when I'm like, okay, Rhystic makes it in the deck.
I hear you. What about Blasphemous
that's
Act? You play Blasphemous? That was the one of the discussions you had with the CMD Tower Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, I like it and I get why it's played a whole ton. But the thing is like it can be cheap, it can be expensive. Like if there's just one creature you got to get rid of, but it's the only one on the board, like it's a shitty wrath.
Yeah,
Generally
it's
not the
super
case.
expensive.
Yeah. But in regards to Rift, I don't actually like running Wraths a whole ton because I think it slows the game down.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather run a Swords of Plowshare and pinpoint removal to make sure that maybe they're about to go off and then I can control that. But I don't want to Wrath and just reset the board because it's boring to me. So that's a preferred method. Like that's a big reason why I don't use Rift, but I do have it in like my Savine deck where it's just a major advantage for me where like I have creatures left over that are indestructible. I have creatures that redirect that damage.
So it fits in the theme a lot better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it works in that and I love it there. But as a general Wrath, I don't use it.
I don't have this in a single deck. It just I do normally like Wrath stuff, but this just never hits home for me because it's a damage thing, and I like the exile of I don't know. It's just one that never hits with me, you know. And I know it's removal stuff and all that, but for some reason I don't have Blasphemous Act in any of my decks. Maybe because red normally I'm playing, I want my creatures. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't want to use this card because most of the time I'm going to be blowing up my shit. So that's
like if you're running like a Krenko Goblins Swarm deck, you don't want Blasphemous Act.
But like Matt Sampson just said, great in Brash Taunter style decks. Like your deck that you have a similar
Stuffy
one like
doll,
that where you just
and
slam into people.
Renshai just mentioned like he had a Smothering Tithe with a Chaos Warp, and then he flipped a Draneth Magistrate, which is real bad.
Yeah,
too. Like so it happens. It definitely happens. But I do find that fun, like the chaos.
No,
part.
then it's the talk. Like that's the cool thing is, later you're like, holy shit, yeah, I thought I was gonna get rid of this, and then it went into that. That's one of the best parts about Magic is, you remember that instance. But I'm like, I don't like that randomness as much because sometimes it just backfires, especially if you're.
And I feel like with you, I hit something that was going really good for you, with a Chaos Warp years ago before the podcast, and I flipped Iona for you. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And
I chose,
and you chose my color and locked me out.
I was like, you are done. You are not playing anymore. You got rid of my shit. Now you can't play Magic. Congratulations, Larry.
And I've cast it where like I flip creatures that come into and just wrath my board and shit like that. It's just like, holy fuck.
Haven't you done like a Crater Hoof with it too? Like, hasn't a Crater Hoof come out of it or something? I don't know.
I don't remember that nearly as much. Like Crater Hoof has killed me a lot.
Your luck with stuff is so much fun. Like, it's fantastic. Sorry if there's a lot of flashing going on with this stuff, because EDHREC has advertisements that are continuously going on the side, and so it shows on the bottom. And don't have a seizure, okay?
But I'm good.
All right, let's move on to the next row. We did a lot of time on that one. We got our first talisman of creativity, heroic intervention, smothering tithe, and demonic tutor. Talisman, again, I feel like it's the same thing as the signets for me. I do occasionally use them, but like you mentioned, the two colors is whatever.
Samson brought up a good point that we didn't say, but this is how I think is like, I think they're great ramp, the signets and talismans in non-green decks.
Right. Perfect.
Like,
yes, that is a very good point.
And when you're in red blue, there, you have your colorless ramp. That's really good. Plenty of artifacts that do that. But I think if you want colored mana out of your artifacts, talismans, signets, way to go.
Yep. Heroic, smothering, I use them both. Demonic, we don't tutor. Where's the fart button? Fart.
I haven't used demonic in a long time.
Yep. We don't use tutors, but I use both heroic and smothering for protecting and getting ramp with the treasure tokens, and
they're almost in every green and or white deck that I have. Totally agree. I don't have any guilt using those.
Yep. Good cards. Next ones: Brainstorm, Boros Charm, Assassin's Trophy, Lightning Greaves. Personally, I don't use Brainstorm. I don't use Brainstorm.
I'm starting to use it more. I should
it was in my
it's good.
Niv Mizzet deck. It is in my Eureka deck because then you are resetting setting your top, which we've talked about before. Boros Charm, since we did our staple verses, I use that a little bit. Just kidding.
Right.
But I do use that a
So
little
once we did our staple verses, I was like, I should be using this more. Why am I not?
Yeah, I do use that. That is a very good protection spell for your permanents and making them indestructible. Plus, there's a lot of modes are very good. Assassin's Trophy, never used it. Lightning Greaves, I try to move away from. Because I just feel like it's a crutch. It's the whole staple thing, whatever. I feel like everybody's like, Lightning Greaves, Lightning Greaves, Lightning Greaves. I would much rather use a surprise spell like the one we talked about right here, Heroic Intervention, if I'm in those colors. If the colors don't work, that there isn't enough protection, then I'll use Lightning Greaves. But I try to not put Lightning Greaves in every single one of my decks unless it's a commander focused, the commander needs to stay alive, or the commander needs to, what I'm saying is like, you need as much protection as possible for your commander, then I'll use it more. But I've been trying to push away from Lightning Greaves.
Really? Okay.
A little bit.
I haven't had any problem with playing Greaves. Like I just, it's in the pile. It goes in the deck. And then if I go like, this is stopping me from like targeting my commander more than I'd like, then it gets taken out. Swiftfoot Boots is always in my deck. I think it's in every deck.
Well, speaking of Swiftfoot Boots, let's move on to the next row. Swiftfoot Boots, Eternal Witness, Talisman of Dominance, and Dovin's Veto. Speaking back to Lightning Greaves, we had staple verses. I will use Lightning Greaves over Swiftfoot Boots because of the 0 equip, but they're pretty much hand in hand. Like
I'm Boots like 100% of my decks,
which made that staple verses fantastic because we were true to our nature.
We were absolutely. It's probably second to only like Soul Ring for me.
Oh, interesting.
It's like Soul Ring and then Boots, and Greaves might be in like 50 to 75% of my decks.
All right.
So
Eternal Witness, I don't use very often. Talisman and Dovin's Veto, it's another counter spell. So this row is probably my least used but I do use Swift. I will say I use it, but it's the same lines as Lightning.
I like Witness, but it might be overplayed. It's good. It's blinkable. I think that's the big thing. Is like being blinkable.
Sure thing. All right, next row. Anguished Unmaking, Llanowar Elves, Generous Gift, and Sakura Tribe Elder.
Where's my Steve guys in the chat
Steve's,
here?
Yeah, we went against
one of my Steve guys has COVID right now.
So that's another good thing. No Team Forest Walk. I'm just kidding.
I stay Team Forest Walk.
Get the fuck out of here.
Like
Anguished,
Anguished Unmaking
never
is
used
in every black and white deck.
Oh,
you don't?
Never used Anguished. Yep.
We are opposites on that.
Yep. Llanowar Elves.
I'm using it more. I'd rather go and get a land
Birds
in green.
I would do Birds.
There we go. There we go.
In our next row.
Yelling Steve. Generous Gift. I have no problem.
Yep. Sakura. Yeah. I'll use that occasionally too. It's a good block, and then
Generous
go
Gift
search
is
for.
so good. Yeah.
All right. Then we move on to our next row.
Steve is every deck for me. Every green deck.
Is he?
It's absolutely in. It's so good.
Okay. And then we got Negate, 3 visits, Rhythm of the Wild, and Birds of Paradise. Obviously, we don't use Negate very often. 3 visits I've been using more now that they reprinted it in Commander Legends. Now I didn't,
It's the only, like before it was like a $300 card.
Yeah, now it's actually usable, which is
while I use it. Yeah, it's one of those that I'd rather use over going and getting a basic.
Rhythm of the Wild I don't use, and I play a lot of red green, and I just don't. But we don't have counterspells have kind of calmed their tits down a little bit for our play group, so I'm not worried about that. But I do like the riot and the haste stuff. But I haven't found myself using this card very much.
I have it in a deck, but when I saw it on this list, I was like, and this is maybe, I don't know, like that convergent thinking part, but it's like, should I be playing this more? Maybe, but it's not going to replace Boots or Greaves for me. I'd rather have those 2 in there, and then
Birds.
probably. Oh, this could be in the staple verses.
What are we doing?
I'd rather have. Sorry. Crashing Drawbridge for a haste enabler.
Yep, we've talked
I
about
have
that
a
card
haste grouping. I have 3 there, so we're gonna add in Rhythm of the Wild.
Look at this, guys. We're working as we're doing shit. We're doing this all at the same time. And then you have Birds of Paradise. Bop. Bop is
Always.
just an all-time favorite. If you're playing more than just green, Birds of Paradise should be in there. It's fantastic.
Anything beyond mono green, it's in. Yep.
All right. Next row: Talisman of Hierarchy, Nature's Lore, a Noble Hierarch, and Talisman of Indulgence. This would probably be the row that I don't use. Nature's Lore I could probably use a little bit more because now it's been reprinted. Because
it's the same thing as 3 Visits, just a different name. So yeah.
I've not used a Noble Hierarch because that's 3 colors and I don't build as many 3-color decks. And then we have the talismans there.
Yeah, understandable. Talisman. Yep, I use them all. I don't have any problem. If they fit in the deck, they go.
Growth Spiral, Terminate, Despark, Vampiric Tutor. Growth Spiral I love. But that was more when I was playing like the standard stuff on Arena, and I haven't done that in like 3 years. Terminate I don't use very often. Despark not at all. Vampiric not at all. So there's another row that I don't use a lot of.
Right. I use Spiral in
Spiral's
Calmax, like doubling, draw a card, put a land in play, draw a card.
Understandable.
Put a land on, like it's nice. I don't play Terminate because it's probably too narrow.
Yeah.
I probably should. Despark, I don't like that restriction of like 5 or greater.
4 or greater.
And tutor. I don't use the tutors.
And then
so
I like this.
Agreed.
Next row is Talisman of Conviction, Esper Sentinel, Teferi's Protection, Elvish Mystic. The 2 in the middle I use a lot because I like building white lately.
All the time.
Esper and Teferi's is in every single white deck that I have, and should be as well for you.
It's so like phasing is so important because like it saves your tokens. Now, if you had just like mass blink like Eerie Interlude, you're losing your tokens still. If you're an aura or an equipment deck and like phasing them out versus like blinking them is so much better. It's crazy. Teferi's Protection is so good.
Yep.
And Esper Sentinel is like a auto include. It's weird because I don't have the aversion to Sentinel as I do to Ristic Study. Another one.
Ibakaki said we need to eat a bean. Adam needs to eat a bean. We're at. Is
Look
this?
at this. He's getting tired of Magic. He wants to eat.
He's like, stop talking Magic cards. Eat a bean. Oh,
pretty much. I got another white with speckles, so it's either dishwater or
mine is either
birthday cake,
juicy pear, or booger.
So I don't know what the difference is other than like maybe Esper Sentinel is easier to kill / like being artifact creature.
It's not a spicy pear or a juicy pear.
I got another dishwater.
That's a booger. Ugh.
You're fine. Get over it. I know you ate your boogers when you were a kid.
Hey, you're not supposed to tell everybody that.
I wasn't supposed to tell anybody. I know. That was one of the things. When we started the podcast, you were like, you can't tell anybody that I used to eat my boogers.
You broke that rule, Lowry. I don't know where we go from here.
I forget stuff.
I don't know where we go from here. This is really gross.
And
or I mean, it's delicious.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Ruinous Ultimatum, Arcane Denial, Putrefy, and Simic Signet. I use none of these.
Ruinous Ultimatum is fantastic. I have 3 that can fit into, but also it works in. It's good. It's good.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Ishin, and Kelsian. Arcane Denial is probably the only fair counterspell that I'll play.
Yeah, because it's drawing cards and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel as bad.
If somebody countered me with that, I don't have a problem.
No, I will say, like back in the day when we used to play 60 card format, when you used to counter me with Arcane Denial, I was like, I mean, it sucks, but I'm drawing cards. Thank you. Like I wasn't as mad as I could have been with you countering stuff, especially when we had a Jake player that all he did was counter. It made it so it was not as butthurt. Okay. Then we have Mind Stone, Dockside Extortionist, Swan Song, and Avacyn's Pilgrim. I use Dockside a lot if I'm in red decks, obviously.
Yes.
The others, I'm like, eh. Mind Stone,
I
obviously.
want to say Dockside is like one of 2 cards that are potentially bannable in Commander.
How dare you, sir?
I know it's this and like Gaia's Cradle, which I don't want either of them banned, but like I can see it. The
Our
card's
bet
so
would be
goddamn
dead,
good.
even though our bet hasn't been alive for a while now because we've kind of moved on.
Yep.
Except we do have these cards that say Keldon Warlord, and it says Gaia's Cradle, aka right there. You guys can...
That's part of a giveaway, probably. See, even that's the first one where Steve comes in and says "fuck Dockside." That's the first card that's been outright lambasted.
Yeah, but Matt Sampson says Dockside equals auto include.
Okay. Which means that it's bannable.
No,
like
it doesn't.
Just that auto
well, then are you saying that
yes,
Soul Ring and Arcane Signet should be their auto includes?
They kind of are technically bannable, but I don't think they're powerful enough.
Lands, basic lands are bannable because they should be in every deck.
Mind Stone is in every 1 and 2 color decks for me.
Staple Versus. It is not in any of my decks because I play good cards.
You'd rather go Commander's First.
I would just say
Swan Song is solid. I don't use it though. And Avacyn's Pilgrim.
You have to play.
Mark my words. Avacyn's Pilgrim is more important to a green-white deck than Llanowar Elves or the Mystic.
I'm gonna.
What
your words are being marked right now? Lowry's
mark them.
Words.
The time. Basically, what it is like
10,
if you have
22.
Llanowar Elves in play, you already know that you have green source, so you don't need a green source. But if you're early with an Avacyn's Pilgrim and you don't have that white, this gives you that white, which makes it like better include.
I would just say put Birds of Paradise in.
I was not. That was not a comparison. So yeah, like Birds of
I
Paradise
would just
is
say
better than
build
both
a better deck.
Agreed.
All right, then we get into Faithless Looting, Mirari's Wake, Felwar Stone, and Dark Ritual. Felwar I'll use. No, it's just I don't use Faithless Looting as much as I probably should. It goes into my Spell Slinger decks. Mirari's Wake, white and green. Man, I guess it's in my Tulsamir deck, but that's all I can really think of. Dark Ritual never makes it in. I tried to put it in. I even tried to put it in Braids, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. And I took it out towards the end. I can't keep it in a deck.
Here's the problem, and this is a problem with like slower Commander versus like CEDH. CEDH, like your rituals are, you want to be kind of as fast as you can, and maybe I'm misrepresenting it, but it's I think played there a lot more. But generally, when I ramp out something super powerful, super quick in a slower game, it's going to just go. Like somebody's going to remove it, and then you're down cards, and you don't have a base, and you're behind everybody after that. And so that's what I find is, I run the like 2 mana I'm happy with. When I'm getting into the 1 mana, like Llanowar Elves, like I don't play them a whole ton. I'll play Birds because of the fixing is better than just mono green. It's not for the ramp, it's for the fixing. And then when you get into Crypt, I'm like, okay, so if I Crypt into a Smothering Tithe on turn 2, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But like if it's something else, like it's weird to say this because it's one of those things, like if you're slower, you tend to be forgotten, and when you're fast, you get picked
killed.
on and people remember you. Yep. And so it's kind of like in our games, they're slow enough that people remember that you're still ahead or you got way ahead. And so I worry about Dark Ritual. So I stick with like the 2 mana artifact ramp, sorcery speed ramp. That's what I'm trying to go for.
My big thing with Dark Ritual is, and I've said it before, it's a similar thing to Jeweled Lotus, is like the one-time use things are harder for me because I like to continuously use them each turn. And so I'd much rather have a mana rock, this Felwar Stone that gives me 1 mana each turn than paying 1 and getting a 2 mana boost, because really you're paying the 1 to get it. I feel like there's, in the long run, especially in Commander, the mana rocks, getting the ramp, getting land is so much more beneficial, and that's why I kind of steer away from those. And like I have Jeweled Lotus. I think did I even put it in Braids? I don't even think I put it in Braids, because Braids is such a low casting cost commander that I was like, I don't need to have this in there. So I don't think Jeweled makes it in any of my decks. And I feel like Jeweled is
in 2. I think we get to it here, but I have it in Muldrotha and Oscar where I get to replay them.
All right. Well, yeah.
So I like Felwar. Mirari's Wake is almost like a game winner in my mind, and I love Faithless Looting.
Oh shit! Hot girls here. Oh, you're not gonna. Oh, and then we got a heart. I'm not gonna see it. We got a bang. And
there we go. We've had a hopping chat tonight.
Samson jumped in. Hey girls. Sexy time, Ibukaki. You're gonna see it here in the chat. We did it. Good job, guys. All right,
we did it. That's when you know we have a good cast, when we get the sexy girls.
There they go. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh man.
It's not a Commander Smith night until we get the hot girls in here, right? Hello, boobies. Yeah. All right, our next row is Reclamation Sage, Findhorn Elves, Fierce Guardianship, and Damn. Reclamation Sage, definitely use that card in green.
Yeah,
it's very good on removal. Fierce Guardianship, that's a counter spell, but it's something that
if I want my deck to be more competitive, I'll run it. So I had it in Glen, but that's about it.
Yeah. The elves are similar to the other ones, and then Damn. I don't have Damn in any of my decks, so that's a mass removal. And
again, this is one of those where I'm like, maybe I should play this one more, because it has that flexibility of the pinpoint and the wrath effect. I don't necessarily like the sorcery speed hurts it, but like totally makes sense. I'm not like they should turn this into instant wrath. That seems stupid.
Yeah.
So I dig it.
Next row we have is Enlightened Tutor, Jessica's Will, Mystic Remora, and Eladamri's Call. So Enlightened is a tutor, so don't use those.
Yep.
Jessica's I try to put in, and I know it's so good. But it always ends up getting cut. It always gets cut for me for some reason. Mystic Remora, love that card. I play that in every blue deck that I have made.
I do not.
Eladamri's Call.
I have it in 2.
Is another tutor effect, so I don't play that one. But Jessica's is one that I want to play more. I try to fit it in more decks, but what ends up happening is like theme-wise, it isn't fitting necessarily, or maybe I have enough draw.
I think it's a really good like ramp draw type card.
I definitely I like it.
I think it is affected if you're in 3+ colors. I play this in Hanada, and I basically, like, maybe I tapped my mana wrong. Maybe I played it at the wrong time of the game, but I basically had 3 white cards show up, no white mana available. And I just went, fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Chad is very on board with Jessica's Will. I know Renshai's been on when I've done my spotlight stuff and trying to get Jessica's Will in there, and then Steven actually mentioned if you double that effect, it'd be crazy. I understand it's really good. It just, for some reason, the themes end up taking
it should make
over.
it into your mono red decks. I think it should make it like I should have it in Feather, and I've recognized that wrong. Like it's in the pile to put in there, and I probably should have it in Oscar, but it doesn't, like you're saying, it's not on theme with like Kelsey. It's not really on theme. It's it's going to work in a Prosper deck. and when you're playing from exile and getting all this bonus stuff, like it's an awesome card. Don't get me wrong, I don't play it enough. It's one that I want to play more of.
And then we get into the next row: Vandal Blast, Ponder, Eerie Ultimatum, and Commander Sphere. Vandal Blast here and there, yes, makes it in. Ponder
All the time. Like it's
very good
it's
card.
Rarely that it doesn't get cut for me. Yeah.
Eerie Ultimatum,
as well.
I don't play 3 colors that often,
Yeah.
and that kind of pips with stuff. I don't. Commander Sphere does make it in a lot of decks. We've had that staple versus before.
Yeah, Commander Sphere doesn't make it. And agreed, I don't have a green white black deck, so it's not in there, and I don't know if it would make it. A lot of that colors deal with that, so it probably works, but
Ponder's a fantastic card.
Jesus,
I like that card.
guys.
What? I didn't read everything.
There's just so many things in the chat that I missed.
I know there's a lot of
All
chat
right,
going.
we can move on.
Love it though. This is awesome. You guys are chatting like crazy.
Mhm.
This one is probably I keep saying it. Well, at least use road. This one by far, I do not have any of these. Mystical Tutor, Noble Hierarch, Teamer Ascendancy, and Sun Titan. Sun Titan, I wanted to put it in my Duke deck, and then it just didn't make it. It's a 6-drop, and I don't know. I just don't use it. But Mystical Tutor, obviously, it's a tutor. Noble Hierarch, 3 colors again, and Teamer Ascendancy, 3 colors again. So I don't have any of these. Your thoughts?
I've considered Teamer Ascendancy a couple of times, like giving the haste, drawing cards off of 4+, but it just doesn't. I'm surprised it's here. Noble Hierarch is, it's a 3 mana. Like if you're in those colors, you run it.
Mhm.
But if you're not, like you're saying, you don't have those colors really, you're not going to run it.
Yep.
Sun Titan is a card that I used to love, and probably in the last year, I've been phasing it out because it's a 6 mana and just maybe a little too slow for the effect. Maybe it's just the decks that I'm building, but it's not making in my decks.
I would just say build a better deck.
I mean, I put it in Ishin, and whenever it attacks, I get to bring 2 things back. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it?
Oh,
at that
good
point, it's a little,
for you.
It's a little slow for the deck. Like I just accept that if I get Wrath, I'm getting Wrath. That's the point where I'm at. I'm good
Next line: Feed the Swarm, Windfall, Sylvan Library, and Mana Drain. Feed the Swarm, I don't have it in anything. Windfall, yes, I do have Windfall. I like Windfall a lot. Sylvan Library, of course. Every green deck should have that. And Mana Drain. This is a good card.
It's
For
I've
a
never played
counterspell. I know, but for a
I've
counterspell,
never played it.
it's kind of like a ramp counterspell. I want to play it more, but it's a counterspell. So that's the hard part about it.
Yeah.
But it ramps you so much. You just counter it. You don't even have to be like, this is the biggest threat. It's like, I want to ramp my next turn. I'm leaving these 2 up, and I'm going to counter something. I just need 3 more mana for my next turn, and boom. I don't play it as much because it's counter.
Yeah.
But I can see why.
Sylvan Library hits in that Rhystic Study Cyclonic Rift spot of like, it's so good that I only use it when the deck needs it. Like it does at least make the pile, but generally I don't put it in unless the deck really needs it, or it's like manipulating the top.
Oh, you're just saying that your decks are so good you don't need the extra draw.
No, you've
Oh, good for you.
Stop. You recognize that I build decks to a certain level, and then I like it there. Like I don't need it to be over the top, and I don't want it to be bad enough. I have this.
You like it between the
like
6 and 9 range, especially if it's like a
69.
There we go.
No. There's a range that I like the deck to flow, and if the deck doesn't do that, that's where I add in these major, really, really good staples. So that's where that is for me.
Renshai is bringing up the battle boxes that he had with Ibukaki and how he pulled a mana drain from that box, and Ibukaki is on here as well. He remembers that that big battle. That was pretty bad. All right. Solum Simulacrum. Yeah. Elves of the Deep Shadow, Deathrite Shaman, Nature's Claim. I only play Solum in this batch.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, a Solum is a big card for me still. I still really, really like it. Elves of the Deep Shadow, if it's green black, like if it's there, it fits. And Deathrite Shaman is one of my favorite fucking cards ever printed. So I have no problem playing that. It's a goddamn creature planeswalker.
I hear you.
It's so good.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't. It might be in one deck, and that's all.
I'd say if it's green black, it's there with Birds of Paradise. That's how good.
Do you play
that's why I put it.
Nature's Claim at all?
I do not.
Yeah.
I don't play it one bit. And that's weird because I'm like, I don't want him to gain the life, but I fucking play Swords of Plowshare.
Right, exactly. Toxic Deluge, Golgari Signet, Gruul's Signet, and Return of the Wild Speaker. I do play Return of the Wild Speaker, but that is based off of some big creature Voltron-y type decks. Blanca to ring a bell with that one.
And I plan on putting it in Zangief. I had it in my Trailosaurus deck, so I can draw multiple cards off of it. So like if you're in a go tall type deck, it works. The two Signets I do not play. Green black, green red. Nope.
Same opinion on the Signets. Toxic Deluge. I don't have it in a deck. Maybe one deck.
Maybe it either. I have it in one, but I have it in Umbris because Umbris is always the biggest creature on the board, and so I can always just wipe the board except for Umbris.
Good for you.
So, but that's again, it's one of those wrath things. Like, I'm not looking to I need to have a benefit there. I need to know that I'm going to have the biggest creature on the board to have the benefit.
For sure. We're getting down there. We're almost at the end here, guys. Bedevil, Rakdos Charm, Deflecting Swat, and Beast Whisperer. Beast Whisperer, yes. Deflecting Swat, of course. That's in every single red deck I play.
Okay. Good to know.
It's fun. It's very fun.
It's something that I'm playing more of now that you made the proxy.
And
you shall not pass.
It's a fantastic
the Balrog. It's such a good proxy.
Yeah,
I love that
proxy. But I don't play Bedevil or Rakdos Charm. I don't play that one either as much.
Bedevil, I think, is screwed by its mana cost of black, red. It's one card that I really liked at the beginning, and then it's just too hard to play outside of.
Yeah, when it came out, it was one of our top 10. If it made it on the top 10, it was just outside of it.
I'm sure it's still up there for that set. Rakdos Charm is really, really good, but it's not something that I play very much. I think I did it once, and I killed myself with it.
Oh,
go figure.
Sounds like a lot of
figure. Yeah, I copied it 3 times and didn't do the math, and then died.
All right, the last 4 cards: Supreme Verdict, Mortify, Preordain, and Talisman of Progress. Preordain, it's in my Spellslinger decks.
I use it, all the time.
The other 3, I do not use.
I'm a big Bobo for the talismans. Use them, get them, use them. Mortify was something that I used to play a lot of, and I don't anymore. It doesn't hit enough. Like, I'd rather play Vindicate or Anguished Unmaking, or probably not Unmake, but and then Supreme Verdict. Same thing with the Wraths. Not my style.
Like, my idea with Mortify is like, what would take its spot is Heliod's Intervention, because you are in the white at that point, and then it's like I'm hitting more than one target, and so that's why this would never make it in when I'm making decks. Okay, so that was the top 100. Holy shit, we did it, dude. That was less than an hour. We're gonna get this done.
Not too bad.
We're gonna get this done.
Not too bad.
Let's get to our last segment. Where is it? It is right here.
We've paid off. Let's do a jelly bean.
Let's do a jelly bean before we even hit that button.
Yeah, we have 2 jellies. but we're done with shots.
For now. God, the beans. We're getting low on the beans because it's not popping up in my.
Oh. Have an orange with speckles. Oh, Jesus. Dead fish or strawberry banana smoothie.
All right, I'm just pouring this upside down because I can't even. There's a bean. There's a bean. The brown one was
bad.
first.
That's so bad.
What is the brown one? The brown one is either cappuccino or liver and onions. Nope, that's not. No. That's liver and onions.
That's so bad.
Yep. That's not a cappuccino. Who wants to smell my breath?
That's too bad. Yeah, it just smells so bad.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
Round one.
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
Fight.
Staple versus. Ugh, this is really gross.
We talk about Renshai. We talk about good cards when we're doing our spotlights. So if you haven't checked out our spotlights, go and watch us Thursday and Monday next week.
Before I get into this, what our last week's episode of Staple Versus was Zendikar Resurgent versus Vanquisher's Banner. Where do you think this ended up?
I think I got crushed.
Is that something
I
that
haven't seen any of the numbers, but 5 mana versus 7 is a big difference. And tribal, people love tribal. So I think I got crushed.
All right, give me a percentage of what you think things could have been at, because I did do the percentages
like 60,
this
40.
week.
Like
Okay.
strong 60-40.
So,
Was I
we
supposed to tap dance more?
No, you're good. I'm just organizing.
Okay.
So Discord voted 50-50. 50% voted for Zendikar Resurgent, 50% for Vanquishers.
And that's when I know I get crushed. When Discord is, when they turn against me at 50-50, I'm done.
When you know you have a bad card. Twitter voted 67% for Zendikar Resurgent.
Shit. Okay. All right.
I'm
I'm gonna be honest. I don't use either card, so Zendikar is too much at 7, and I don't play tribal at this point. Like I don't have a tribal deck.
I'm like
So
really tap dancing because I'm trying to get these like organized, and they keep like jumping on the same tabs. I'm like, stop it, you son of a bitch. All right. And then YouTube voted, which is by far our biggest voting of everything. It was 56% for Vanquisher's Banner.
okay, so what
I
are
don't know.
the final totals here? Because that seems like it might be close.
This is within 2 votes.
Ooh.
52% total of the votes voted for. I'll take a drink really quick. Vanquisher's Banner. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will take the.
That is much closer than I anticipated.
Yes.
I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I actually am a little bit. But I did spec on. Not that people know my specs. God damn, come on. Headphones
Break
and
that? All right.
there we go. I did spec on Zendikar Resurgent, and that didn't
You did. That was like when we started though.
started
Like I wouldn't
speccing.
hold that against you.
Well, I mean, I still made money off of it. It just didn't do what specs do these days. Okay, so that was that. What do we have for this week, Mr. Lowry?
All right. So Adam's going to be defending Wasteland, which is a legacy powerhouse, which is
Or just a powerhouse? You can just like
a
say
legacy
powerhouse.
powerhouse. And then I'm going to be with Discord. Not
You're gonna be with Discord?
I was
Whoa,
gonna
look
say
at you,
Discorder.
cocky motherfucker.
Ghost Quarter. Which
Hashtag
is-
Forest Walk.
It destroys Forest Walk. But it's sacrifice Ghost Quarter, destroy target land, any land indeed. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put in the battlefield, then shuffle their library.
So
What's
You're-
Wasteland do?
well, okay. So Wasteland can tap for colors like yours.
Okay. Yeah, they both tap for
yeah,
mana. Good
yeah,
job,
yeah.
you twos.
It sacrifices itself to destroy target non-basic land, which if you're destroying a basic land, why?
Because you're being a dickhead.
Build a
you're
better
being a
deck.
dickhead. No, you're
Build a
keeping
better
people
deck.
off their
No,
color. Just kidding,
the
because
only
they can
reason-
just go and get that color.
The only reason, yeah, exactly. The only reason why you would destroy a basic is just why? They have too many of them, or
Dingus egg. That's why.
did you like realize mid as you were saying it that you're
Yep.
like, oh shit, they can go search for it, because that
Yeah.
wasn't in my notes for it either. So
Yep.
thank you for getting me that one.
Okay. Oh no. I got one. I
Okay,
got one.
go
All
ahead.
right. Call back from last week's Savant. Leon and Arbiter.
What about
would
this week's when
stop
you
them
lost?
from going. I don't remember the card even now. It's Leon and Arbiter would stop them from going and getting that basic land, so you can keep them off the color of basic lands.
Wouldn't that happen with Wasteland too?
No, Wasteland would not be cool like that. It doesn't get a basic, so they can still be on the whatever colors they need to do. It's just you see what I'm saying here?
No.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
yeah, yeah. It's in your head. You're thinking it. It's if I have
so
3 basics in a
here-
3 color deck, you're not going to keep me off.
Here's
my
why I
color. I'm
play
to
good
go.
cards, because Wasteland, I'm going down a mana, so I'm sacrificing something and destroying something. Yours is you're sacrificing something and destroying something while they can go replace it. So you're still down a mana, right?
Right.
My calculations are mana's important, especially what?
That's why I pat the exile on my own creatures for ramp. That's the best ramp white card there is.
It's because you play bad cards like this card, so you need to do that.
Fuck. Okay. Here's the cool thing that I understand that you don't understand is there's a lot more interactions with Ghost Quarter. I would rather play Ghost Quarter in a landfall deck because I can get people off any.
You're going to
land
get
that they
people
have.
off?
Yep.
We're doing this in Commander now? When did this happen?
Oh, well, you got to sit next to me more.
Oh, damn it. Game night next time.
If I'm in a
next to
landfall
Lowery.
deck, I can hit my own card, my own land, and go and have a land fall into play.
I would just say build a better deck, because that's
You
not
need to learn how to do synergies and themes, my friend. You are just playing.
We didn't just go over through 100 cards of saying why I don't use cards because of themes. Okay.
Yeah. I need a lot of cards to make Ghost Quarter good. Yes.
Wait, you were supposed to read that out loud.
It's fun. It makes it more fun.
The other
That's
part of
what
it
you
is
should be doing is play fun cards.
Here's the other thing. We're having fun.
We're having fun.
You Ghost Quarter and you go, I'm going to destroy whatever. Your Gaia's Cradle. You can destroy anything. You're going to destroy a basic. Wow. Okay. They can tap it and float that mana. They get another mana that comes into play untapped. It doesn't come into play tapped.
All right.
So they get to use that. You're ramping them.
Well, I mean, you don't want to
This
do it at a
card
point where they're going to
seems
use it.
So
What are you doing?
terrible. You're not only going down a mana, you're also you're making them even. They're getting back to what mana they had, but they can ramp themselves. They're like, all right, you're killing that. So I'll
Not if you
I'll
have
float
like
it.
an Aven Mind Sensor. They can't go get something.
Oh, so
right?
we're adding. Why is always your arguments adding these random cards that It does. The same thing's going to happen with Wasteland.
What about it?
The same thing with Ape and Mind Sensor. Wasteland does the same thing, except you're just destroying. It has to be non-basic.
No, I don't think you're missing the point. So like Ape and Mind Sensor, they would look at the top 4, and because they would do that, they have hope. But it's just a little bit of hope. And then when it doesn't work because you have that extra card, it crushes their hope, which is fun. We're having fun. And that's what I enjoy. Yours is just crushing depression. That's all.
It just destroys. You don't have the Ape and Mind Sensor thing to even have the hope.
You don't have to have anything going on
you have
other than just have a Wasteland. It's just a boring card that does what it does.
You mean
I
good
agree.
card?
It's a boring card. Good job for picking a boring card.
I didn't pick it. You chose it. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Look, we have a curtain here for a reason.
I'm sorry.
Do not look behind the curtain.
Please disregard that last sentence that I said.
What in the world? Okay, we'll give a little peek behind the curtain. Sometimes Adam picks just the better card because that's what he does a lot. But sometimes Lowery picks just the bad card, and that happens sometimes too. We're not saying that applies to this situation currently because you should vote for Lowery and Ghost Quarter. I'm just saying that is what happens sometimes.
Oh, this could have been the mic drop episode. This, especially since we're at the 2 hour.
Whatever. Ghost Quarter is much more fun.
No, it isn't much more fun. It's a bad card.
More fun.
It's a bad card.
Okay, who cares? Like if this is like the arcane denial of land destruction.
No, it isn't. You're destroying your own land. What is more important to have?
You're using your own card to stop one of their cards. Like you Ghost Quarter somebody's cradle.
Oh, I can do that too.
Or the Maze of Ith. No, you can.
You can understand what you're doing right now is you're not pointing out you're Ghost Quartering their forest or their mountain or their island or their plains or their swamp.
No.
You're naming.
The difference is here is you're going.
Land.
I'm going to counterspell somebody's thing, and I'm going to arcane denial somebody's thing. That's the difference there, is you're just playing the jackass card that nobody likes, and I'm playing the card that's fun and good.
Renshai said, Lowery is making Adam's argument for him. And then Black Horizon said Lowery should change his Ghost Quarter to Dust Bowl. Then we can have a discussion.
Dust Bowl's bad.
Oh,
that's bad. That's a bad card.
Oh, Lowery.
Just run Chaos Warp.
My favorite thing is when we do this bit, when you realize in the arguments, you're like, oh shit.
And I'm defending
I just made an
arcane denial.
for him.
What would you rather run? It doesn't
Can
mean
I give
we're
you
not,
arguments?
We're not sitting here talking about
I
what
feel like
is
I need
more
to give you help.
Good. Because clearly there's almost always a better card in this.
Price is not
the question thing. is what would you rather run? What is more fun? What are you trying to create in your atmosphere?
Whoa. Don't add what's more fun. We're saying this is the last spot in the deck. What is the better card to play?
No. What would you rather play? It's not what is the better card to play, because there's always one definite card that's better.
No,
it's
there isn't
what would
a
you
definite
rather
card
play.
That's better. That's the point of this.
Yeah, there's always a card. That's why it's staple versus a non-staple. What would you rather run? It's not what is better.
No,
Obviously, one card is better.
No, there isn't an obvious. Like if you're saying the obvious, there's a difference between the.
Just sometimes
the
you
decks.
can't argue with the obvious.
No. The decks wise, it isn't obvious because the decks you're doubled up because it's a card that's so much cheaper because it's bad.
Wow, making excuses for Wasteland
is half the amount of decks because it's a good card and it gets used so much. Well, and it's in a rare spot instead of an uncommon spot.
Yeah,
but.
And it's been reprinted once in a non-judge promo way.
Secret Lair.
That hasn't even come out yet.
No, it did. That's where you got stumped. Or you didn't get stumped, where you got wrench eyes.
What?
Wasn't that Wasteland?
No, that was this one.
What? No, Wasteland is the one where it has the Alexandria tower knocked over.
Yeah, it's this one right here. That's Eternal Masters.
No. I'm saying Secret Lair.
No.
Yeah.
This is that one. This is. Oh no, you're right.
No, it's the
Okay.
one with the
All
tower
right,
on
you're
the.
I was thinking that the special foil that's coming out right now. Like
This
the next
one.
one that they ship.
This is the one that Renshai had you try to guess
you're right.
with.
You're right.
Oh, huzzah! I'm right. All right, you guys can vote for us on. No, I'm just kidding. He said it. I'm right.
We're done. Just have fun.
I should have used this one as the art. I do like this art because of the whole whatever thing. All right.
Well, the other one is City of Brass.
Is it the other one?
Yeah.
Let me see that one again. Oh yeah, I see that. I didn't even realize that.
I'm not repeating that.
What, you'll always spot for a cut down the road? Which one?
That one.
All right. You guys can vote for this on the Discord. You guys can vote for this on the community tab. You can vote for this on Twitter as well. We will announce the winners. Reminder, not next week, Monday. We are doing the live cast on YouTube next Thursday.
Yep.
And then the audio cast will come out on Friday. That should do it for this week.
That's some fucking pressure. Jesus.
What? What's the pressure?
I got to get the audio out on Friday?
Well, we'll see. The audio around Friday or Saturday, whatever. We'll see.
Right.
Friday,
Right.
late Friday at the whatever.
We already had
So
this discussion.
we got to have this, whatever, words and things, and depends on how much of this drinking is involved. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys. That was a great Stump the Smith Savant. That was a lot of fun.
I might have something ready for next week, so we might not do Savant next week.
All right. What?
Wink?
Oh.
Yeah, no, you don't know about it.
I don't even know. All right.
No, you don't. Now the pressure's on. I've been half making this list for like 2-3 years.
All right.
So
yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining. We will catch you guys next week.
Jelly beans.
No. Oh, you're right.
We have one left.
Hang on a second.
Hit the button and then.
Well, you got to say thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bonkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love
Strawberry
boobs.
banana. That was good. I like this one.
I got I think it's peach. I'm not positive. It's not barf.
Glad it's not barf.
Oh.